if you have a business, pay yourself a salary. The salary keeps you on check. It creates a discipline for you. So it means now your lifestyle, you build it around your salary.
What does discipline look like?
When you're building a business or setting up a business, is don't build it around you. Build it outside of you. Oftentimes we find ourselves wanting to do everything yourself. So if you want to grow, whether at a personal capacity or at financial capacity or as a business, if you want to grow, I think what you should not do is try to do everything yourself. I think we learn and grow a lot more when we focus on the things that don't work.
Rumisho, let's talk about money.
Don't even wish to get more money before you're ready to receive it. There's too much money out there. So with the money you need today, Elisha, there is someone out there with enough money in surplus who could provide it for you. The reality of life and business in that manner is you have to be able to move from one end where there's no money or there's limited money to an end where there's so much money.
Ego can be very expensive, and perfect is the enemy of good. In this episode, we're going to talk about self-awareness. We're also going to talk about taking ownership in everything that we do, good or bad. And more importantly, tutaongelea ni jinsi gani unaweza kuwa mjasiri wa mali hata kwenye ajira yako. Mgeni wetu wa kutupiga msasa siku ya leo ni Rumisho. Every once in a while, tunapokea feedback kwamba podcast yetu ni ngumu kumeza. Ila sasa, tunafanyaje? Maana uhalisia wa stories za watu waliofanikiwa, ukiangalia na ukidadisi na ukiwauliza maswali mazuri, unagundua kwamba it wasn't easy. Kuna ugumu ndani yake, kuna sacrifices ndani yake. Na ndio maana tunaendelea kukukaribisha kwenye Msasa, where we talk to successful people about failure. Rumisho.
Yes.
Mambo.
What?
You got on a by your second name?
No.
It's just Rumisho. Or is it
Actually, it's not even Rumisho, it's Rumi.
Rumi.
Slowly but surely it's moving back.
To Ru.
To Rumi, probably at the end of the day will end with R.
All right. Yo, thank you for making the time. Karibu sana Msasani.
Asante.
Rumisho, I've known you for what now? It's more than 5 years. 7, 8?
7, 8, yeah.
7, 8. Nakumbuka kipindi kile when we even started working together. First of all, I've known you through work.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't social.
Yeah.
And you were looking for a media buyer. I mean, kind of chumaka kazini, kind of kuja kufanya media. Yeah. And, you know, I've been watching. One, you're a good friend.
Mm-hmm.
You're a little obsessive, which I think is a good quality for anybody who's into entrepreneurship. And, you know, it was also interesting for me personally to see you go back to employment. I was like, this will be interesting. This will be nice, though. It's nice. Because then you have to, because you're an entrepreneur, and then you become an intrapreneur with an I, right?
That is
like, hey, shikaji wamebahatisha mtu mtamu. Wataenjoy sana. Lakini sasa, mimi pia kama mjasiri wa mali, naelewa hizo changamoto nini zinavyokuwa. The pressures are real. The pressures of generating enough to keep the lights on, of taking care of people, culture, and of just giving of yourself, and being able to get your hands dirty, but also step outside and have a helicopter view of how things are moving. My personal experience is, as a result of having to do that over and over and to take care of people, it's very, very hard to take care of self. So I guess I'm curious to learn from you. How does Rumisho take care of Rumisho?
You said it's hard. It's actually not even hard. It's close to impossible in most cases. Like I think what happens is oftentimes you then forget to take care of yourself.
Yeah.
I remember literally just yesterday I was having a conversation with someone and was doing a stock take of between January to now. What have you achieved? Like what are you grateful for the year? And I actually had to pause for some minutes because I just realized that I was actually not taking stock of myself.
Yeah.
Like everything is happening, everything is going by, and none of it you can directly connect yourself. And so it actually now sounds more to what you nasema around taking care of self. It's actually something that I just realized just yesterday that it's something that literally I forget, if not even pay attention to.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's a concept so far. It's an idea that you have to take care of yourself. For me, what I do right now is create a schedule, at least a morning routine. So wake up in the morning, get to the gym. So that's the current practice or approach that I use in life in terms of taking care of myself.
So taking care of yourself is going to the gym.
Going to the gym,
Uh-huh.
it gives me a certain mental clarity for the day.
Okay.
It powers up the day, like literally.
Okay.
The days there's a time I had almost 3-4 months hiatus away from the gym. I literally felt how I lost control of the days. So you wake up in the morning, you're just going, at the end of the day, you find the evening has reached, and you don't have control of the day. So for me, going to the gym is actually something that helps me take care of self.
Okay.
That is one.
Mm-hmm.
At some point, I thought eating, so food, I'm a foodie. So I eat for enjoyment. I love food. At one point I thought eating well is a way of taking care of myself, but I realized it actually makes my work harder in the gym. So I'm cutting down on that.
On eating well or on eating?
Eating well. I love good food, so yeah.
Sasa kwani ujinyime chakula kizuri? Sijua mbinguni tunapewa mili mipya, bro.
That's what they say.
Okay.
Like it's not that easy to get that new body, or at least the promise of that new body is difficult to run with in this life.
I hear you.
Yeah.
When you're in the gym, are you one of those people ambao inabidi wawe na company or you work out alone?
I work out alone.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. You work out with music on, or you just
with a trainer? I don't function with music.
Okay.
Like it's a distraction. So I do it without music, but the music in the gym actually does the work.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you work out with a trainer?
With a trainer, yeah.
You prefer that?
I prefer that.
Why?
Any day.
Somebody to push you?
Yeah. Even the best, if you go through life, even the best, the champions, the people we idolize, the fact is they all have people behind them who
have strong
coach them.
twos.
They have,
Yeah.
So you can't, of course you have to build the capacity to also train yourself and push yourself.
Yeah.
But I think the fact of waking up early in the morning and actually making it to the gym, that for me is enough training for myself. I now need someone to actually walk me through that day. It helps to create structure in the whole time in the gym.
Okay.
Because you can easily find yourself doing things that don't make sense. Either you can be distracted with phone, conversations, and the trainer helps to keep you in check.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And what are your thoughts on things like mental health, spiritual relationships with peers? How much space does it occupy in your ecosystem?
It's everything. Like the whole ecosystem is built of that. And without that, literally, they can't be me. In the sense that the fabric of life, or every day, every interaction, every moment in life is you have people around that you're interacting with. So whatever relation, regardless of how close it is, like every conversation. So I like meaningful conversations.
Okay.
So I would rather maintain a small circle, but quality conversations. So I think that is one way of speaking around the ecosystem. So have the right people, have right conversations, have meaningful conversations. And then spiritual, I think it's important. Like the whole idea of life is there's a higher being that we all do not have factual evidence of, but we have like the whole belief system, our whole lives are, there is definitely something more superior than all of us that's actually defining everything that is happening. So I think that that's the key element of the life ecosystem. So spiritual definitely is key, and it comes from peace of mind. So for me, at the end of the day, it all boils down to peace of mind. Like how peaceful are you with everything that you do, the decisions that you make, the things that you do. You have to strive to get peace of mind. Just be at peace. And I think that goes down to what now you're asking about mental health. It's mental health is becoming more complex, even more complicated, even because of how our social dynamics are changing and changing really quickly. From a time where you could sit mtaani with some guys, mnaongea, you talk about things and vent, to a time where everyone is behind their phone. You're sitting out, everyone is behind their phone. To a time where you ask everyone, how are you? Everyone tells you, I'm good. Like I usually challenge people. You ask everyone, like, how are you? Today, Elisha, you'll tell me you're fine. Like at any time of the day, at any time of the year, I meet you, I ask you, how are you? You'd say you're fine. But in actual fact, there are probably days where you're not really fine. But the default response is, I'm fine. Which speaks more to... we find ourselves most of the times maybe harboring things or holding on to things that are actually eating us up more inside. And we either make ourselves go in the current words, delulu or delusional around them by the distractions that happen around. But yeah, it's a real challenge. Yeah. So for me, I strive for peace of mind.
Yeah. I've learned to appreciate peace above many, many things. Yeah. Kwa sababu, was the last week I buried a friend.
Sorry.
Asante. Alikuwa na low blood pressure. Mshikaji tu, our age, 34, 5 hapo. Lakini, mshikaji pia bwana alikuwa na mental health struggles. Yeah, really, really depressed. Biashara iendi, ndoa iendi, vitu fulani ambavyo amejiwekea kimalengo. Unajua, by the time I'm 30, I'm gonna be... I said... Yeah, no more. Yeah,
I have mine that I.
Yeah, it's not a laughing matter, but alikuwa hana amani. Na alikuwa hana amani kiasi cha kwamba nasikia akati hata alivyokuwa hospitali alikuwa anaambia tu watu, bwana, mimi nimechoka. Just tired. Yeah. So I hear you. Yeah, peace of mind is key. And the price sometimes that you need to pay for peace can be high, but when you don't pay for it, that price is even higher. Yeah. It comes with a lot of lessons. Comes with a lot of lessons in terms of how you move, how you make decisions, how to react versus respond. For instance, that's something, it's a big difference, but it's small. Like, kitu kikitokea, am I somebody who's reacting to this or am I responding to this? And which one do I want to be doing more of? So I guess something else I'd like to learn from you is, over the years of working and kuanzisha biashara na kufanya kazi, kufanya bizdev, kupishana na watu, kukutana na yule mshikaji wetu ambaye anapoteaga tu.
Yeah.
What's one thing that you know now about work that you wish you knew when you were starting out?
Wow. Shoot, there's a lot there, my friend. There's a lot. What's one thing?
Okay, what are some things then?
Some things, Some things I think make most. Because there's a lot. So you mentioned something earlier. I am entrepreneurship.
Yeah.
And you mentioned entrepreneurship and intrapreneurship.
Yeah.
And I think I lived through both of them. And one thing that I pick out, and especially when I went through my journey over the last 4 years with Watu of intrapreneurship, where you're inside an organization. 4 years already. Actually heading for 5 now. So when you speak of a journey of intrapreneurship, I think for me, one of the key things that I've taken out is the sense of ownership. And in most cases, we think ownership is something that you own 100%. Especially when you come to the entrepreneurship circle. Someone thinks I own a business, and owning a business is owning it 100%. When it comes to in the intrapreneurship, or in this case, I would say in the employment side of things, in working for someone's business, oftentimes people don't think of it that it's my business. Always people think that it's someone else's business. I'm just working for my paycheck. So I think one thing that I would pick out from these two sides of the world is the sense of ownership and what ownership means. Ownership, for me right now, ownership doesn't mean owning something 100%. It could be even owning it at 0. But I would still say I'm an owner. So today, how I approach Watu as an owner of Watu. So, and it has helped me, I think, navigate so many things and achieve so many things. I have businesses of my own, which I also don't own everything. So the whole idea of ownership is really around taking full responsibility of something and being integral, or having integrity, self-integrity with it at 100%. And integrity, for me, integrity, how I define it, is not what you do when people are watching. It's what you do when people are not watching. Mm-hmm. I have a big problem with people who drink water or take something, let's say driving, or you're in a transport, you're consuming something which is packed. You finish, unafungua dirisha, you throw it out. I have a big problem with that. Like so many people who I've rode with, and they see that, they see me. I would finish what I'm having, I would leave it in the car. I'll literally throw it in the car. I'd rather have a messy car inside than hata kama ni, let's say, a banana peel, ganda la ndizi. I know it can decompose, natural, good for the environment. The plants would love you if you feed them that peel, so it will decompose and it will turn to something that increases the fertility. Lakini, for me, the fact that you throw it there, it's out of place. So it's like the things that you do when people are not watching. I think those are the most important things that define you and define what it means, what ownership means to you.
Okay.
So having full ownership of something and being responsible for it, I think for me that's my big ticket item.
Okay, so is that something you know now that you didn't know before?
Yes.
So what did you think it was before?
Before, I probably didn't think about it actively, or I didn't understand what it means. Mm. I was not conscious about it. So another thing, maybe a personal thing that I see in life is just being cautious, conscious of things that are happening. So unajua kuna vitu ambavyo lakini, or they're happening to you, or they're happening around you. Like, just because you're not conscious, you're not present, you won't realize them, or you won't draw the experiences or the lessons from them.
Yeah.
So for me, it's probably things that ownership and everything around it. Maybe it's something that was there. I maybe embraced, like, I was not fully understanding it or being present about it and being cautious of. There's cautious and conscious. Yeah. Being conscious of what it means for me at that moment.
Okay.
So I think right now I'm more conscious of it.
Okay.
And it makes me more cautious, Sasa, basically, of how I handle my activities and interactions.
Consciously cautious.
Yes.
Are you rhyming on purpose?
I'm trying.
You could have been the rap ambassador.
In another life.
In another life. What made you accept a job offer at Watu?
Hey, yeah, that's what made me accept it. So I've never worked for someone else, in the form of employment structure.
Yeah.
Though I have always been employed, even in my own undertakings. So I've always treated myself, even in businesses, that I am an employee of the business. I sort of built that thinking earlier on. So even in my own businesses, I would pay myself a salary. So it's not like because there is this amount of money that has come in, chukua gawana, iacha kwenye biashara ya kwako. So I would always just have a salary even in the business. So for me, that transition wasn't very complicated. So I was already employed in my own businesses. Just that I'm now employed in a business that I do not own.
Yeah.
So what made me accept it, I think, after doing actively 100% trying or working on building my own businesses. I think I had gotten to a point, and it was at that moment where I was in a phase where I'm thinking there has to be something more to business than where I am at right now. In terms of how to approach a business, how to build a business, how to scale it, and business models and tools of business. So I think I was in that process of thinking around that. And then I know theoretically, you can't sit in a classroom and learn how to build a business. You can build up on your skills a bit, but everything happens in practice.
Yeah.
So
some things you learn by doing.
Yeah. And this was a time where you meet people who are basically building something.
Yeah.
They are moving from one country to another, trying to build a business. Like, not building it from perspective of a corporate structure. So it's a business with structure, but without structure. And it's starting out. It's at the grassroots. So for me, it was like something that is not my own, but something that you can build in your own way.
Because you were starting with it from scratch?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Were you employed
literally from scratch? No, not number one. It was literally in its very early stages. Okay. So I think it was probably 3 months in.
Okay.
Since the process of getting started.
Okay.
So things were still very unstructured.
Okay.
There was a lot of chaos. So I think I liked the chaos that is there. The fact that it's a blank paper. So you're just given a blank piece of paper, a white paper, and you have to draw what it means. Like, you have to draw what it should be.
Okay.
So you don't have any rules. You don't have any. You don't have keys. No one has given you a password.
Yeah.
So you have to basically figure everything out.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you've started a startup before.
Yeah.
Technically, what was kind of a startup-ish? It's just a startup with money.
Yeah. It's like a baby on steroids.
What are you learning? Like, how's the last 4 years been? Can you first of all tell us a little bit about Watu, and then.
So Watu, we are asset finance business. So we do asset financing. We're microfinance, but specifically focusing on asset financing. So we have 2 classes of assets that we do. So we're very specific on our product. So we have the mobility product. So this is where we do border tuk-tuk financing. And then we have smartphone financing. So this is sort of our new baby that we've been growing for the last 3 years, doing smartphone financing. So, it's been also another big baby on steroids.
Okay.
Yeah,
and what's it like being a leader at Watu? Because I'm pretty sure there's differences. Differences, one being scale and ability to scale. I'm going to use the term fuel because money is a means to an end, right? It's not the end itself. But there's fuel now than previous. Yeah? And then there's also, you were accountable in a very different way than you would have been before with the startup of organization washikaji. Unajua, Elisha nitampanga tu. What's been the lessons up so far? What things are popping out? What are the things that you're seeing that you can borrow? And also, what are the things that are similar? Kwamba bana, bado at the end of the day, this is this. Every once in a while, tunapokea feedback kwamba podcast yetu ni ngumu kumeza. Ila sasa, tunafanyaje? Maana uhalisia wa stories za watu waliofanikiwa, ukiangalia na ukidadisi na ukiwauliza maswali mazuri, unagundua kwamba it wasn't easy. Kuna ugumu ndani yake, kuna sacrifices ndani yake. Na ndio maana tunaendelea kukukaribisha kwenye Msasa, where we talk to successful people about failure.
So I'll start with what's similar, because it's just one thing.
Okay.
What's similar is a sense of ownership.
Right.
That is similar.
Right. Treat it like your own.
Yeah, treat it like your own. That's similar on both sides. The differences are, the whole book can be written on the differences. So we'll probably do 2 pages today. No, there are too many differences. Where do I start from? So, to start with, the experience of leading Watu. size of team.
So now do you mean leading watu ambao wanafanya kazi watu au
leading watu as a business?
Watu as a business. Sawa,
watu na watu wake.
Watu na watu wake.
Yeah. So for example, as we're speaking today, we are 400 plus employees. Like the team size is 400 plus in Tanzania, directly working in the company.
Yeah.
That by itself is a big disparity from my own enterprise, which I think cumulatively they don't exceed 20.
Yeah.
So that's a big difference already. The dynamics, and we're also we're also a very young team. I think our average age is probably sitting anywhere at less than 30. So it's a very young team, between 25 and 30 there.
Yeah.
That also comes with its own dynamics. And so people, definitely a big difference. It's been a very beautiful experience in terms of understanding leadership through this journey. So when we started, I think we were less than 20. By the time I started, we were actually less than 15. Today we're talking of 400. So that process and the experience of building a team from that amount all the way to 400 people has been there are so many things to learn from that. So many good things to learn from it. So many, I wouldn't say bad things, but things not to do. So I wouldn't call them bad things, but I'll just say things not to do and things to always watch out.
Okay.
There's a lot on that. So when you have, because as people, we come with different dynamics. Everyone every day wakes up with different struggles. Everyone wakes up with different experiences. There are days, for example, you'd wake up. I think I've had this once or twice. Over this journey, we have lost 2 of our colleagues in the process. So just that experience of waking up in the morning, someone was on their way to the office. As they're on their way, they get an accident, they pass on. So you're woken up, you're in the office, everything is going well. Then you have that experience. So how do you navigate through that experience and the colleagues, the people who, because again, with such a big team, you don't work directly with everyone. So again, there is the bonds. How do you maintain because initially when we started, we were very close. Few people, so that means you can get to be close. You can always be talking, know each other by names. Today I can tell you there's a high possibility I could walk in somewhere and there's a colleague of mine that I work with that we do not know each other.
Yeah.
Or better, I'm not able to identify him or her.
Kwa sura
or kwa jina. So how intentional now do you create an environment that you can still minimize that? Because it's a reality, it's there. It's not intentional kwamba tufahamiani, lakini the dynamics of how things are just going, it's not possible to know each and everyone. So, navigating through that experience where you know everyone to an experience where you might not know everyone. That itself has been a lesson. How do you manage relations in that context? So it's been a lot of experience, I think, around people. Again, being a business that is growing really fast, there's been a lot of positive learnings on how to structure a business for growth. How do you set up departments? How do you set up teams? How do you set up processes? And these are things that if you're in a slow-moving business or you're in the other side of life where things are building up slowly, not as fast as here, as in Watu, so you don't get that experience. So here I've gotten that experience of actually being able to build all the building blocks that make a business function.
Okay.
And my classic test always is to remove myself from the system and see, does the system work? Yeah. So the idea as well for me is when you're building a business or setting up a business is don't build it around you. Build it outside of you. Yeah.
So don't treat it like a lifestyle business. Is that what you mean?
Don't treat it like it's your business.
Okay.
Think of yourself that there's going to be a moment or a day in time where you will not be sitting there. You will not be physically present. Will things still work?
Okay. So it's about systems and processes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So for me, that's how I operate. Like I put myself in, then I take myself out and see that do things work coherently.
Okay.
Are people speaking? Are people connecting? Is there synergy? Is there are people collaborating? So all those things, you have to create them.
Okay. And what are the things not to do in terms of like setting up, launching a new business in this market?
In this market, Tanzania is, I think every country is different. So I've had also now the opportunity of actually seeing businesses happening in different countries. So one thing I've learned, and even from our own experience in Watu, is for example, we're present in 8 different countries. And I can tell you the dynamics of running the business in each market are different already. So what not to do is to assume what works in another place would work in your place. Or works in one business would work in your business. That's one thing not to do, especially if you're a business that you're looking at expanding beyond your borders. And even beyond your region. So in Tanzania, let's say you have different regions. I can tell you for a fact how people in Tanga, in Kilimanjaro behave are different. So if you're setting up a branch, for example, we have a branch in Mwanza. That's a branch in Mwanza. We're operating across the country, but physical branch, one of our branches in Mwanza. And I can tell you the dynamics of our operations in Mwanza are different from the ones in Dar. Even the team, the culture, the experiences in Mwanza are different from that. So one thing not to do is to assume that everything is the same everywhere.
Yeah. So you basically don't have a one-shoe-fits-all approach.
Yeah. So that's one thing not to do. Another thing not to do is to underestimate the power of a team.
Don't underestimate the power of a team.
Yeah. Like, don't try to do everything yourself.
Okay.
Oftentimes when we are, as a business builder, and this I think cuts across even when you're doing your own business or when you're in an organization employed. Oftentimes we find ourselves wanting to do everything yourself. One, it's because you think you're the most competent. 2, you would think I have to protect what's mine. 3, you could think that if I let others do it, I will become irrelevant. These are some of the assumptions that people have when deciding that, this I will hide it from this person, I will do it within myself. So if you want to grow, whether at a personal capacity or at a financial capacity or as a business, if you want to grow, I think what you should not do is try to do everything yourself.
Okay.
Create an environment where you can collaborate with people. You can leverage on people's strengths and have honest conversations around weaknesses and figure ways out of how to circumvent the weaknesses that could be there. Because at the end of the day, everyone has a weak spot. Everyone has weaknesses. So the question is not how do you turn these weaknesses into opportunities for you to solve them in the best way that you can, so as you can achieve what needs to be achieved. So I think number 2 is not to try to do everything yourself.
Okay.
And that's how we have efficiently built a team. Okay. A team that is working together in a manner that you cannot just have one person do it all.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So second thing is that. Third thing of what not to do is to be present.
Sorry.
Oh, not being absent. So not to do is not being present.
Okay.
Yeah. So being present and being present is accepting their realities. You're understanding that you have your expectation, but there are certain realities that are also there.
Okay.
So merging between your expectations and reality needs you to be present. So when you're not present, what would happen is you could be sitting on your expectations, thinking they're reality.
Okay.
But the reality could be totally different. So you think that if I start this business, it will work out in this way. Nitafanya hapa, kesho nimepiga pale, this has happened. Or if I start a new project, I will do this, that will happen. Or if you hire a new team, as if it's a straight line.
Yeah,
or if I'm a manager in a department, I have to just hire this person, sit back and everything will work out. That is your expectation.
Yeah.
The reality is totally different. So when you're not present, what happens is you lose touch of seeing these two sides of things. So I always think there are things that we come in as expectations, and then you now have to be present to observe the realities and now understand how you should navigate through these realities.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
You navigate through the present realities that will be now coming to you and see, do they still connect with your expectations?
Okay.
And when something is not working, this will be number 4. If something is not working, let it go. Like if you have really done what you can and it's not working, don't work on something that is not working. Yeah.
I like that. It's like on your t-shirt here.
Yeah.
Don't work on something that's not working.
Yeah.
Okay.
If it's not working, it's not working. Just be honest with yourself that it's not working and find a different way of doing it. So now you can do 2 things. If it's not working, understand why it's not working as well. So
that you can take the lesson?
Yeah.
Okay.
So the 5th thing that you should not do is not to take the lessons from the experiences that you have.
Experiences meaning when things don't work?
Yeah, when things don't work.
Also when they do work.
Most of the times when things work, they create a positive feeling.
Yeah,
and
there's nothing to worry.
There's nothing to worry.
Yeah.
I think we learn and grow a lot more when we focus on the things that don't work. And now to understand how did you navigate to make them work.
Okay.
But sometimes they don't work, then you figure ways out of making them work. So how do you navigate through that?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Rumisho, let's talk about money.
How much are you giving me? How much are you planning to give me?
How much do you need?
We'll have to discuss at the end of we'll count the hours after we're done here. Joking.
First of all, you're one of those people who think there's such a problem as too much money.
Too much money? I don't think... So the problem is not too much money. No, the problem has never been money. The problem is always the person in connection to the money.
Okay.
Yeah, so...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. But
money is never the problem. It's us
humans. So in this context, tukifikiria again biashara na startups na hata kama sio startup, yani biashara na uendeshaji wa biashara. Kwa mfano, ukiongea na mtu ambaye anataka kuanzisha kitu, kuna asilimia kubwa sana ya watu ambao tunawasikia, tunaona, binafsi nakutana nao, ambao wanaamini sana if only they had capital. So kuna hicho, lakini kuna changamoto ingine ya even when either you have the capital or you bootstrapped until you started generating some money. I see a lot of businesses, some of whom we actually work with, because we work with startups too, and SMEs and stuff. Cash flow is so much so that I dare say, if you are an SME, I would recommend you pay more attention to your cash flow than your revenue. Because cash flow is real. Unajua, yani ndo lifeline yako na upate kujua lifeline yako na kusukuma kwa miezi mingapi na kadhalika. What are your experiences with money and handling money within a business?
So I'll speak, my handling money, my experience actually sits from 0 to billions in terms of handling money.
Right.
And you spoke about it from the perspective of people who are starting a business. Like most oftentimes people would be saying or would be talking around, you need money to start a business.
Yeah. Well, there's that, but so I was thinking about, I guess I'm thinking about the SME. So I'm thinking about yule ambaye anataka kuanza, ambaye anaamini mtaji ndo shida, and then kuna wengine who overcome that by just bootstrapping and then starting it anyway, and then the money comes anyways. First of all, depending on the kind of business that you do, sometimes you don't need capital, you need clients. You need to sell first. Unahitaji ofisi, unahitaji kuuza, unahitaji mteja. So naongelea hivyo.
And the people ambao wanafanya big business actually without even an office. I mean, they're not even big business, they're transacting big volumes of cash without an office.
So nilikuwa naongelea kwa upande huo ile SME ambayo yuko kwenye early stages. Lakini pia hata kuna ile ambayo yuko katikati, lakini and they're generating, but money is still a problem. Like, the kinachomuumiza kichwa, kila wakati wote. Pamoja na vitu vingine lakini pesa ni changamoto. Wewe experience yako imekuwaje na kumudu hiyo issue?
So money, the number one, there are two sides of life. There are two sides of this coin. There is a school of thought, or there is not even a real, actually not even a school of thought. There's actually a reality. On one side of the reality of life is there's too much money out there. So with the money you need today, Elisha, there is someone out there with enough money in surplus who could provide it for you.
Okay.
So when you look at the grand scheme of things, there is so much money out there for you.
Okay.
At any stage of the business that you're in, whether you're in the large corporate side, mid-corporate side, to small businesses,
Okay.
SMEs and small businesses, there is so much money out there for you. And then on the other side of the coin is there could also be a very scarce amount of money for you. Now, these are two ends of the road. Yeah, there's so much money and there's very little money for you. Now, what happens in between here is the process that moves you from thinking or operating from an environment where there is no much money or too little money to an environment where it brings you close to where there's so much money, to the point that people are actually knocking on your doors, wanting to give you money. So there are people here today, Elisha, who I can tell you that either it's in the SME business and they are growing, and these are the ones who graduate from SMEs, small businesses, SMEs to large businesses.
Right.
And as they are graduating, it means now there are people who are looking for them to give them money.
Right.
Okay. So the reality of life and business in that manner is you have to be able to move from one end where there's no money or there's limited money to an end where there's so much money. Now, what moves you here is discipline. So I think a lot of us who are in businesses and sometimes even when it comes to personal finances, we lack discipline. And discipline is, for me, it's the entry step to moving you from one side to the other. Because when you have discipline, it's where you will now have utakuwa na instruments or systems za kukusaidia kugovern your cash flow.
Yeah, that's a thought that's relatively there. But can you zama kidogo? What does discipline look like? Every once in a while, tunapokea feedback kwamba podcast yetu ni ngumu kumeza. Ila sasa, tunafanyaje? Maana uhalisia wa stories za watu waliofanikiwa, ukiangalia na ukidadisi na ukiwauliza maswali mazuri, unagundua kwamba it wasn't easy. Kuna ugumu ndani yake, kuna sacrifices ndani yake. Na ndio maana tunaendelea kukukaribisha kwenye Msasa, where we talk to successful people about failure.
Discipline look like? So discipline what does discipline look like? Okay. So in practical sense, if you have a business, pay yourself a salary. So nilikuwa naongea with someone again, just within this week. He was giving me an example where, actually no, it was 2 weeks ago, and he was giving me an example of his mother is a senior citizen. Okay. His mother, growing up, alikuwa na duka pale nyumbani. Na kwenye the duka lake, in the shop, ideally, she would, guests come, she would take a soda, give the guests.
Yeah.
Okay? From the shop.
Yeah.
Okay? The sons gave her the capital for that. She would do that. Kuja, a relative wants this, take from the shop and give. So little does she know she's actually withdrawing money from the business.
Right, yeah.
Okay, but of course, what this son was telling me, he knew of that. He knew that this is not unhealthy practice for the business. I mean, she's basically withdrawing capital from the business. Okay, because she doesn't keep records of how much she has taken out of the business.
Okay,
she counts based on what she sold. She looks at the cash in a bucket. Okay, today I have 10,000 shillings.
Okay,
without realizing she has given out goods worth 20,000.
Yeah,
that could have added to 10,000 to make it 30,000.
Yeah.
Okay, and these are goods that have been consumed, and no way money will come back into that business. But the son keeps on giving her every month money to. So for him, it's a way of the mother being busy, having something to keep her busy and to keep her moving. Now, tukileta hit realities, like we were about the deep realities, you find ourselves in business, even myself at one point in time. When your business has money, you have money. When your business doesn't have money, you don't have money. It's a simple rule. Why? Because number one, in the earlier point, I was not paying myself a salary. Okay? So I would work. I have a project. I remember in 2014, I had a $50,000 project, a research project. I was very liquid. Did a lot of good purchases then. After that 50,000 came in. A year later, that 50,000 was gone.
Yeah.
I did not have much to write home about it. Apart from a bicycle, I bought a bicycle, which that stayed longer. To remind me that was a $50,000 that I got at some point. So then that basically went on to be different. I think 2-3 years later, I then realized, I need to now start having a salary.
What does the salary do?
The salary keeps you on check.
Okay.
It keeps you on check. That's what it does.
Okay.
It creates a discipline for you. So it means now your lifestyle, you build it around your salary.
Yeah.
So you won't have a lifestyle that's equivalent to the cash flow of your business. Your lifestyle will be equivalent to what you're getting.
What the business pays.
And now you will also pay yourself. I would also set an amount. And I remember the first salary I'd set up for myself was $500,000. 500,000. And so with my whole lifestyle was now built around 500,000. So you do your expenses, everything within that. And it has to take you from the beginning of the month to the end.
Yeah.
Okay. So when I take that lesson, basically is I do not now come back again to the business and say, come back, 500,000 is over, I need more money. 500,000 is what has to take me to the end. Okay. So a lot of times, so that created a discipline. Okay. Okay. So that's what I'm saying, that a lot of us, especially for the ones who are in business who are self-employed, they lack that discipline. For others who are also in employment, you have a salary, but does your lifestyle fit your salary? Okay. Okay. By that, it means you also have to be realistic to yourself. Yep. Okay. In terms of is the lifestyle you're living equivalent to what? Because there's also social pressure. You're in a work environment. You have different tiers of people in different levels with different lifestyles, according maybe to the incomes. So if you're in a tier that does not accommodate a lifestyle that's on another tier, and you try to live that lifestyle, at the end of the day, lazima utaumia. Yeah. So you find a lot of us who are in employment now is you're living a lifestyle that is not equivalent to your paycheck. Okay. Okay.
Back to business. So we've got discipline in terms of, pay yourself a salary. Why? Because it keeps you in check. What else?
That's one. 2 is manage your expenses on the business.
And how do you do that? By doing projections and sticking to them, or by avoiding ad hoc expenses, or?
Knowing your business, it starts with that.
Knowing your business.
Knowing your business. Knowing your business and know what works for your business. And how do you make money out of your business in the most cost-efficient way? I'll give you an example. When at some point I was in the service business. Service business is, and I remember I was doing it from a car. Literally, I would wake up in the morning, get on the road, go to clients, corporate clients. Most times we think we need a very fancy office. Okay? So when you're setting up a business, your imagination is, I need to rent an office, nice, good furnitures, and sit there. Who are you doing that for? You're doing it for your ego. You think, clients will come. Trust me, if you're in a B2B business,
you go to them.
In the early stages, you go to them.
Yeah.
And you can literally, you will literally ever be asked, someone would literally never ask you to actually come to you, ever ask you to come to your office.
Yeah.
But we have invested so much money in setting up an office, paying high rent and everything. Yeah. Now, the question now is, when you know your business and you know what really works, ideally you now get to a space where you think, do you need the things that you think you need? Okay. The rent that you're paying, do you really need to pay that rent? Do you need to have the furniture that you're having? Do you need to have the space or the size of the office that you're having? Okay. So all these things basically go back to the cost lines. Now, when you don't think of that, or when you think of that from that element, ideally you see now you can cut down a lot of costs that are necessary.
Mm-hmm.
So understanding what makes your business work would allow you to really, and not just understanding, but also being realistic. I think from what I said earlier, we have expectations, but we need to be more realistic. And when you're more realistic, ideally, you now tend to think more practically and think on what really works. And calm down our egos, because ego is very expensive. Ego can be very expensive. Ego, the perception.
It's very, very true. Ego can be very expensive, yeah.
Ego, social status, trying to feel like you need to belong, to look in a certain way. I think we also tend to make mistakes of making that.
Isn't there an element of truth there, though?
In terms of?
Looking, that thing like walking the talk, and then sometimes having to walk that talk even though it's not really how you walk. Especially in a B2B context.
You need to... so I'll give you, again, from my personal experience, my example. I remember earlier on when I was in university, second year, that's when I started my business escapades. Second year of university, I remember I met... I've been lucky to meet people who are senior than me, more older and working in different spaces. He actually told me something. So I'd gone to... He worked for a certain large FMCG, a director. I'd gone there, of course, in the business I had was looking for sponsorship. I was trying to do an event, looking for sponsorship. So I get lucky to meet this director and went there yip-yapping and talking about how good of an opportunity my business is. I was listening, and then, so who are you again? What's your position? I gave my business card. I'm the CEO of this company. Like, okay. So one thing he went on to tell me is not, and this was later, not even in that sitting, not everywhere you go, you have to present yourself as the CEO of the business. Okay. There are rooms that you walk in where you need to just be a finance manager. You need to wear different hats at different times. So you should have different business cards and know what card can be used.
Okay.
Because when you're going, and let's say you're B2B selling, you're going to an office blind date, like a blind date. You just get into an office, you're looking for business. You do not know who you're meeting. And then you go there and quickly you present yourself as a CEO. Now try to imagine this. Do CEOs actually, in large businesses, do they actually walk in blindly into offices? Okay, you take the MD of the big banks that you have. They wouldn't just blindly come in your office. They have a whole process of setting appointments and actually knowing where they should be and where.
What's the takeaway there? Is that
the takeaway? Is
that adaptability? Because I don't know if you need to print different business cards for every department for a business.
Not for every department, to know how you should present yourself to where.
Right.
Yeah. So if you're getting in today, you're looking for a lead. So this is your first visit to Naked, to Msasa offices, and I'm trying to see, can I do business with Msasa?
Yeah.
And I'm just getting the reception. Why do you need to present yourself as a CEO?
You don't need to. Yeah. Okay. So read the room. Basically.
Yeah. Read the room. Yeah. Read the room and understand what would work where.
Okay.
So I think that's one of the things that I think I learned earlier on. So I now started wearing different hats. So there are times where I'll go to a place, I'm just a business development manager.
Right.
Even though I know I'm the owner of the business.
Yeah. It makes sense.
And I think I wore the hat of business development manager many more times than a CEO. I think for me, the managing director CEO role was probably just on email. So I would have an email which would not even have my name signing on it, but it would be the CEO. So in the earlier part, I then set up that infrastructure. So, so for me, the lesson, again, back to socially, you think when you present yourself somewhere you're a CEO, it makes social sense. But in actual fact, you're creating expectations for yourself.
Yeah.
But someone will now start thinking, okay, so if the CEO of this company wears like this, dresses like this, are these really people?
Okay. Yeah.
So sometimes, again, it comes from understanding what works for your business.
Yeah.
There are businesses where you have to if you're looking for government contracts or
Yeah.
you're looking for big business, you need to go with an expensive suit now,
Yeah.
and
Look the
look
parts.
and look like the money, like you're saying.
Yeah.
But are you really at that level where you need to do that?
Uh,
Do you have because again, it's not about, do you have to sell a kidney in order to be able to get that suit to appear the way you should appear?
okay.
Yeah. So just being realistic to yourself and understanding what really works for you. Now, sometimes you just have to give yourself the grace of time of
Yeah.
going through that process of learning and understanding what works for you and what doesn't.
Okay.
So even when you're starting a business, just know that the first 2-3 years or the first year, you will, there are a lot of things that you expect that might not be true.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's one lesson about money that success didn't teach you?
One lesson about money that success has not taught me.
Yeah.
What it feels like to have $1 million in the account.
What?
What it feels like. Or how would I have an idea of how it would be, but yeah, what it would mean to have $1 million just sitting there in the account.
Yeah, but what's the lesson?
What's the lesson?
Yeah.
There's no lesson yet. It's yet to be experienced.
Okay.
Yeah. No, I think with money, you grow into it. Like, for me, money is not something that you have to create an absorption capacity for money.
Okay.
So today, 5 years ago, Elisha, if you got the money that you have today, how you'd have used it, how you'd have spent it would have been totally different from how you spent it today. Yeah.
You know what you can.
Yeah. So for me, the one lesson about money is always prepare yourself to handle money.
Yeah.
Like don't even wish to get more money before you're ready to receive it.
Yeah, easier said than done. But
easier said than done. But you have to be cautious. I think I'm going back to the point. You just have to be cautious, and it's difficult.
Yeah, I've got some lessons that I want to share with you.
Mm-hmm.
One lesson that I would have been very quick to jump to and say no, but now, as we're, I guess, getting older and wiser, nakubaliana nao.
And you're not even yet at the age that the
I didn't
society
say old.
considers.
I said older.
Older.
Ni kwamba pesa itafutwa inategwa.
That is
And I was
true.
like, because when you think about it, when you zoom out, that means it's about kuweka mitego mingi ambayo inaweza ikakusaidia kuidaka hiyo pesa, as opposed to chasing after it with a very, very, very narrow focus. Saa zingine inaweza ikakucheleweshea. And it's also kind of tying back to being ready for it. Kwa hiyo unaweka mitego ambayo inakuruhusu wewe, kwa sababu hiyo mitego pia ambayo unaitega inaendana na uwezo wako wewe wa kuweka hata mitego in the first place. Another lesson ni pesa inapenda kupendwa. It goes where it's nurtured. You don't nurture it, my guy. Haikai na inawezekana na usipojifunza mapema hairudi. You know? So you need to have a love affair. With money.
A very beautiful love affair.
You need to take care of it. You need to nurture it. You need to find ways to make it happy so it stays. And even better yet, find ways to keep it company. Because, you know, I was talking to someone the other day, and he was telling me there's a certain level of wealth mtu akifika. Even if you put them on a plane and they're high up in the plane and they've got like $200 million in that plane, when they push it out, more money will still come back in than the one they're pushing out. And of course, he was implying like there's a level of hela ambayo kimsingi unakuta mtu hata akifanya manunuzi, anafanya manunuzi ambayo yana thamani. Kwa hiyo ananunua kiwanja kina thamani, anajenga nyumba, almasi.
Like how Cristiano Ronaldo bought his girlfriend a $5 million ring.
Well, yeah. And then, of course, for me, the biggest lesson about money has been cash flow. Cash flow is king. Cash flow is king. What's the worst business advice you've ever gotten?
Worst business advice? I don't think I've been ill-advised.
Really?
I don't think I've ever been ill-advised. I think I've been lucky to have people who would always tell me things honestly. Now, what happens is this: people tell you things, then now there's a fine balance between you being confident with yourself, overconfident about what you, because again, in most cases when you're running a business or starting a business, one of the primary fuels you have is confidence. Like, you really need to be confident that what you're doing is right. Now, that confidence also now, what I now learn is you need to have a fine balance of it.
Okay.
Because oftentimes, as I said, I've been lucky to have people who are like my check marks. Now, there are times I would come to you and try to advise you or even try to caution you about certain things that you're doing. But your overconfidence sometimes gives you a blind eye, and you think, let me keep pushing and trying what I'm doing, which sometimes doesn't work out. So for me, I think what I've been lucky with is having people who would always constantly give me honest truth and brutal honesty, telling you that here you're screwing up.
Okay.
Here you are messing up.
Okay.
Now, also not forcing you, but rather allowing you the space to make your own decisions and experience it. So I think I've experienced more. Some things I was told were not true. My ways ended up being the right way. Some things I was told, I went on to do it my way, and it was a total mess up.
Okay.
Yeah, so you pick yourself, you keep running.
Was there a time when you almost gave up and then didn't?
That happened so many times.
And then didn't?
And it's just an overnight thing, by the way. I just had to sleep it over. When you wake up the next day, you're back to...
What, is it like an emotional reaction or what?
It's, sometimes you get beaten up so much with life, and you just think, shish, could there be another way?
Yeah.
Is this worth it?
Yeah.
I sleep it through.
Okay.
Yeah. So once I sleep at night, I wake up in the morning, my mind starts working in the reverse order.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're in Crystal?
Yep.
Are you religious?
Catholic.
Are you religious?
Yes, I am.
Yeah?
Now, how do you define being religious, by the way?
Well, somebody who's like, start Christian, goes to church every Sunday, prays, believes in it. It's not, because a lot of, I can speak for Christians, right? A lot of us are born into, we didn't get to choose. So choosing to be or to continue being that thing, believing in that faith and following those principles that are set out. Are you?
So I'm not. In that context, I'm not.
Okay.
I'm not in this. Yeah, I'm not. I don't go every Sunday. I definitely don't find myself praying every day. So I'm not.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not.
Okay.
But what I am, and I think that's what keeps me together, is I live by just one principle: do to someone what you'd want to be done to you.
Okay.
So I just live with that principle.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
It makes my life much easier.
Well, yeah, because then you feel like kama mimi nisingependa
basi
na mimi nisimfanyia mtu mwingine. Ni rahisi kuishi hivyo.
Lakini pia I also don't I think for me similar probably to my fitness lifestyle. The part of always trying to keep healthy. You asked me earlier. So I'm healthy but not fit. I'm always striving for fitness. I think for me I'm always striving to find moments to connect with my higher being.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm always it's always an active mission. So it could be through the music I listen to. It could be through praying, being appreciative. So yeah, I'm always. I think that for me that is and that's how I'm consciously present, knowing that I am not as religious as I could be, but I am striving to always connect.
So you believe in God, basically.
Very much.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
very much.
A good book, a good movie, or a good album. If you only had to choose one.
If I had to choose one, at what time of the day?
Leo jioni.
Leo jioni.
Yeah, have to.
Leo jioni, I'll choose a good movie.
Choose a good movie.
A good movie.
Okay. And if you could do a movie about yourself, what would you call it?
The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly.
The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly.
And that could translate to a book or a movie.
A book or a movie.
Yeah. So far right now, it looks more of a book. I can't put myself on a screen.
Okay. And The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly would be The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly about Rumisho, or about the experiences and the things that revolve around it?
Yeah, everything. Both of them. Both of them in terms of, you see, everything that revolves around me is subject to me. Like at the end of the day, when you look at your life, it's everything that is happening around you
Okay.
is basically about you.
Okay.
Yeah, and the social connections you have, the interactions you do. So nothing can isolate you out of it.
Good. Nothing happens by accident. Is that what you
Nothing.
mean? Yeah.
No, nothing happens by accident.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you're not a victim of your environment.
You are a victim of your decisions and your choices.
You're a victim of your decisions and your
Choices, whether you make them or you don't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Life is about choices.
It's always about choices.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sometimes even not making a choice is a choice.
In itself.
Yeah,
You're choosing not to decide.
Yeah, you're choosing not to decide.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it takes a lot to navigate through that.
Yeah.
So for me, I don't take anything as a coincidence. What could qualify as a coincidence, I think for me, is I would then tie it to faith.
You would tie
to
it
the
to
higher
faith,
being, like
a higher power.
the higher power God has. It's God coordinated.
Being good or bad.
Being good or bad.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about ugly?
Even the ugly part. Yeah.
Okay. So.
Yeah, the good, bad, and the ugly all are connected.
Okay.
Yeah.
So. We have a segment in the show ambayo inaitwa Nje ya Box. In that segment, so maybe let me take a few steps back. Our podcast inaitwa Msasa. And
good name, by the way.
Thank you. Good team. Yeah. And Msasa tukimaanisha nini? Unajua kwa mfano ulivyokuwa shule, ukiwa unakaribia pepa, unakana ile jawabu mwenye akili la kupiga msasa. Yes. Or like the way, carpenters use sandpaper to smoothen out the surface of something before they polish it. Na kwa mantiki hiyo, lengo siku zote ni kupata msasa, kupata huo msasa kutoka kwa mgeni wetu. Mi binafsi nimepata msasa wa kutosha tu. Plenty of things to reflect on. However, in this segment now, we usually like zoom in on one key thing ambayo kama ikitokea msikilizaji wetu au mtu atakayeangalia podcast za siku hizi zinaangaliwa kama ikitokea hajapata msasa kokote, basi kwa uhakika ataupata hapo. And it's opinion based. Sindio, it's based on your own personal experiences na kadhalika. Na kitu ambacho nataka nikuulize ni, so I want to talk about like leadership. And because in many environments, kichwa anaweza akasaidia vitu vikaenda au vikaanguka. Na ndio maana anahitaji kuwa na uwezo wa kuhimili vitu vingi. Anahitaji kuwa na wisdom kiasi fulani ya kujua how to address certain things, when to address. I was listening to a podcast this morning, and they said something that's very interesting. One of the key things about being a leader or in leadership is making decisions. They don't have to be right decisions, but you have to make decisions. And then if you're wrong, you course correct na kadhalika. Sasa kama mtu ambaye amefanya biashara zingine ambazo zimefeli,
many.
Yeah. Na anafanya kazi kwenye biashara ambayo inakuwa na the future could be anything. Kwa msikilizaji wetu, mtu ambaye anatamani kuwa mtu kama wewe, anatamani kuwa CEO, an MD, a founder, an owner, anahitaji kuwa na kuhakikisha anajenga au anajijengea uwezo kwenye vitu gani ili kile kipengele cha leadership asije akapwaya.
Leadership, okay. Kama nikiparaphrase, tusema ni kwamba what are the things, tools to leadership?
More like what makes you a good leader?
What makes you a good leader?
Yeah. So that if you don't have it, you can work on it.
You can work on it.
Yeah.
What makes I've never thought of myself as a good leader. So I think I'll now speak from a general context of what makes a good leader.
Of what you think.
What I think makes a good leader.
Attributes of a good one.
I think you need to be a good leader. You need to be present. You need to be honest.
With yourself?
With yourself.
Okay.
And with people around you.
Okay.
So presence, honesty. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And the third one is you need to be, strong. Strong in the sense of so I'm reading a book currently. It's called Good to Great by Jim Collins. And one of the things he was talking about is difference between rigorous. There's being rigorous and being rigorous and aggressive. Actually, it's rigorous and aggressive.
Okay.
And being strong does not mean, in this context, it's actually being rigorous. Being rigorous in the sense that you need to know what you stand for. You need to know what your belief system is and what is the source of truth for you. But you also need to be wise enough to be open to other opinions and other different points of view from your own. And finding now a good balance of taking that together and making a decision.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Make sense?
Mm-hmm.
So at the end of the day, you have to be strong enough to make decisions, but you need to be wise enough to know that the decisions you're making do not just affect you, they affect others, plus yourself. So there are certain decisions you'll do for yourself, because if you are not in the right space, everyone else will suffer. But there are certain decisions that you have to do for others, because if they are not in the right space, you will suffer. So finding that fine balance, it's like being a magician. So it's a constant work of being a magician. And understand kwamba, which is now the fourth one, is thank you. Understand that as well, there are times you'll make mistakes. You will not always be right.
Mm-hmm.
So you need to accept that you'll make mistakes in those moments that you'll make the mistakes and know how to navigate through that and find a better way forward.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. What's something you believe in that most people don't agree with you?
Wow. Let me think about that for a second. What do I believe in that most people... What do I believe in that most people don't agree with? That I think most people don't agree with? I believe you don't need money to start a business.
Yeah, I agree. Learned that the hard way. I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. Rumisho.
So most people, tend to differ in that opinion, but I think,
Yeah. Nakumbuka, unamfahamu Mike Mush?
Yes. Jamii
Farm.
Yeah.
Yes. Or the ex.
Yeah.
Nakumbuka kipindi hicho tunaanzisha Naked. Kana plans nini. Haya mambo ya kufikiri unahitaji ofisi. Unahitaji ofisi. Kwa hiyo nimelisikiliza lakini haya afu mwezi ujao nalipiaje? It was like a nice little reality check on you don't need money, you need clients. Unahitaji wateja. Yeah.
And it depends on the type of... Not all businesses need money to get started.
Yeah.
There are some that you need.
It's not that you don't... we're not saying money is not important, but it's not the only thing.
It's not the only thing
that will make it stand.
You could get all the money right now, Elisha. Let's say you want to start production for the largest production company in Africa.
Yeah.
I could hand you a check of millions of dollars right now.
Yeah.
You can set it up and you'd find that sooner or much than later it dies away.
Yeah.
And actually, just today morning, I was having this conversation with someone in the gym, and we're talking about Kwese. You remember Kwese?
I remember Kwese.
They came with a lot. And it's from a very successful entrepreneur and a billionaire actually in dollars. But it's one business that he failed in.
Yeah.
And what this guy was telling me is that he expanded too fast. Like in the first year, he had already had a plan of opening across Africa. And he actually poured in a lot of millions of dollars in expanding across Africa. It bought a lot of rights of, let's say, airing NBA and whatnot, because he was trying to do a pay TV, similar model as Azam and DSTV. Didn't take 5 years, the business died. And millions of dollars were lost in that. And he has all the money that you can think of.
Because sometimes you need to slow down to speed up. Like even when you're driving, ukiwa unakaribia ile kona, inabidi upunguze mwendo kidogo. Hata ukiwa unacheza game, inabidi uachie kwanza mafuta.
Car games,
Unachia kwanza mafuta afu ukifika then you speed up. Sometimes you need to slow down to speed up. Rumisho umetubless sana.
Thank you.
Thank you for making time.
You have blessed me too.
Asante.
For this conversation.
Thank you.
Cheers, man.
Thank you.
Sawa.
Every once in a while, tunapokea feedback kwamba podcast yetu ni ngumu kumeza. Ila sasa, tunafanyaje? Maana uhalisia wa stories za watu waliofanikiwa, ukiangalia na ukidadisi na ukiwauliza maswali mazuri, unagundua kwamba it wasn't easy. Kuna ugumu ndani yake, kuna sacrifices ndani yake. Na ndio maana tunaendelea kukukaribisha kwenye Msasa, where we talk to successful people about failure.